Drop it low and let me play that back.
What?
Welcome to a beautiful Saturday afternoon in Millbrook, New York, as the Millbrook Mustangs take on the Canterbury Saints in baseball. I'm Charlie Kay, joined by Andre Hadsma, and we get set for the first pitch right here. And a bunt laid down beautifully there by Cole Silva, and the Saints are off to a roaring start, man on first.
Yeah, Charlie, that's just a beautiful lay down right there. We see it. Cole Silva really read the play well, and he gets a free bag off of Alexiano's haste, in a sense.
Pedro Leon will be pitching here today for the Mustangs. Pat Costin behind the plate. First base, Justin Munoz. Second, Jack Nestler. Mike Ciano playing shortstop as usual. Alexiano minding third base. Zach Walsh, Chris Diaz, and Gavin Erneck will mind the outfield as Pedro drops in a nice strike one there. True Trey Baggis.
Yeah, Charlie, Pedro Leon, pitcher originally from the Dominican Republic, but currently living in Bronx, New York, with a 3.6 ERA. Gonna have some pretty solid stuff here today. Throws a four-seam, two-seam fastball, as well as a changeup and curveball. But we were talking with him earlier this week, and he says he'll predominantly be throwing the curveball rather than the change.
Millbrook playing their second game in the series against Canterbury. They fell to them on Wednesday in 11 innings, which was a complete thriller out in New Milford, Connecticut. As that ball will fall just outside, so the count will go to 1-2. Pickoff attempt, but Cole Silva heads up. Pedro coming in as a new junior here, repeat junior, as you said. Runner goes, Pat Costin will pop, throwing out, and that will be a good out there as Pat Costin had a cannon from behind the plate, down one in the top of the first for the Mustangs.
Yeah, Charlie, that's the kind of throws we will see from Pat Costin all season, but particularly today. You know, this team is fired up after losing in the 11th inning last time, and it's true something you'll see with a lot of aggression as well as attacking the runners.
Pitch taken outside for ball 4 there, so Baggis will reach first. Pedro struggling a little bit to find the zone in his last start in the first inning, and then heated right back up into pitching a no-hit inning in combination with Jack Nestler.
Yep, he went 5 innings, no hit, and then Jack Nestler finished it off. Jack Nestler pitched last game 4 innings in the loss, so that you won't see him very much today on the mound, but he will be on the field.
Count 0-1 now. Pedro setting up here at the plate now, Sean Stevenson, and he'll get some metal on that ball. Looking to turn to Nestler to Ciano. They'll get the lead runner at second, but Stevenson will get to first. 2 outs now for the Saints in the top of the first. So 2 down, man on first for the Saints. Owen Arias will come. Arias, excuse me, I'm sorry. Will come up to the plate. Catcher for this Canterbury Saints team here is Pedro. Stares down Pat Costin looking for his pitch sign. Leon with the delivery, and that one will fall low. Taking off, Pat Costin will fire down to second base, but it's a little high and away. So now getting over to second is Sean Stevenson. So 2 outs in the top of the first. Count 1-0 to Arias.
Yeah, Charlie, we're seeing that Pedro is struggling a little bit with location. That might be because Coach Keith Dalvell, who is calling pitches for Pedro might be going for the off speed a little bit out of fear of last game, so he's going to be a little bit kind of cautious with what happens.
2-0 now the count. Mustangs into the shift, and a big foul ball there from Arias.
Yeah, Arias is a big threat offensively on this team. Currently, he is leading the team in base on balls, so it's safe to say that pitchers are scared of him and would rather give him the free bag than have him hit.
Arias into the stance. Will not go on that ball that goes into the dirt. Now 3-1 on the count. Stevenson minding out at second base.
Now, Charlie, you see here, Leon has no issue with the runner on second. You can tell that they're nonchalant about him because of the fact that there are 2 outs and it's a 3-1 count. Safer to load the bases than to try to throw it away and just tag out second base.
And a big called strike as that pitch dips right down in the top left corner for strike 2, bringing the count to full here.
That's something that Leon has perfected this season. He is great at getting those get-me-over pitches, as I like to call them. And on a 3-1 count, that's exactly what you need.
Heat just outside of the zone will walk Arias on balls. So now men first and second for the Canterbury Saints. 2 outs here in the top of the first. Cullen Stone now up to the plate for the Saints, playing shortstop for this Canterbury team. Sizable leads coming from the runners. Pat Costin blocking him up on that ball at the outside.
Absolutely, and a little bit concerning here with Leon struggling yet again in the first inning of his outing. So it's a little bit of a kind of consistency throughout the season, but we all know we've seen.
And that ball is hit hard, and it will get past Ciano into center field. Rounding is Stevenson. He'll get home. Holding up at second is Arias, as Diaz will hold them to just 1 run. But an RBI single from Cullen Stone will put the Saints up 1-0. Fitzgerald will be the next guy up, hitting in the 6th spot for the Saints here. Men on first and second once again for the Saints team.
Yeah, Charlie, we just saw here what happens when you struggle in the first inning. You know, Leon got runners on first and second after getting a good first 2 outs. Now, one's costly hit cost them a run, and this is a team from last game that is pretty dominant defensively when it comes to pitching. Not so much regarding ground balls or pop-ups, but definitely with the pitching. So
swing and a miss, big strike there. Big cut taken by Fitzgerald. Count will come to 1-1. Leon with the delivery, pitch coming. Drop in there, but just too high out of the zone.
Yeah, Charlie, that location, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, is a little bit shaky, so we're hoping to see Leon improve here.
Pitch coming into the inside corner down low in the dirt. Now 3-1 to Fitzgerald.
I think it's safe to say at this point, Coach Keith will be calling a get-me-over pitch. So whether that's a fastball or curveball, we'll have to wait and see.
Leon with the delivery, and that is a big foul cut. Ball coming back into the screen, so now a full count here. 2 outs, top of the first.
Yeah, on this beautiful sunny day, first in a while.
Yeah, the weather's been kind of bad the last couple weeks here, but it's broken
Absolutely.
for us now.
Yeah.
Beautiful, 65 and sunny. A little bit of wind, throw back there. Almost caught Arias with the big lead out at second base. But,
yeah. Last game, Coach Keith Elville did that where he called that play with Justin Munoz, and they did get the run.
Swing and a miss. Leon gets the 3rd out on a big K to get the Mustangs through to the bottom of the first. What are we looking to see from the Mustangs offensive lineup at the top of the order, Andre?
Well, Charlie, we have Chris Diaz leading us off. Yeah, last game, I think it's safe to say he got a couple good pitches because he had 2 home runs. First one going out to left center, second one going deep center field, nearly 450 feet, I would say. I was at the game myself, and it was quite entertaining, so you'll see the same from him. And for the rest of the order will follow. Some highlights being Pat Costin, who leads the team in on-base percentage, and Mike Ciano, who's a good ground ball hitter, as well as his brother Alex. So good top of the order so far.
So we will see Chris Diaz hitting number 1 in the leadoff position for the Mustangs, looking to get things heated up as they're down 1-0 in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a kind of stab in the chest from losing 1-0 in that first inning, or starting to having to come back, but we'll see with this team. Chris Diaz answered right back with his second home run last game, where it was first pitch swinging in the top of the 7th inning to get the lead for the Mustangs. So we might see something similar here today, whether that's now or in the innings going down the stretch. I'll be curious to hear and see.
So going around the infield for the Canterbury Saints, pitching today will be Billy Batson. Behind the plate, Owen Arias. Out at first base is Braden Fitzgerald. Second base will be Teddy Hauser. Third base, Trey Baggis. And shortstop will be played by Cullen Stone. The outfield will be Sean Stevenson, Tyler Kissling, and and Cole Silva out in center field.
Absolutely. Charlie, I think just to touch on, Billy Baston has 18 innings pitched with 8 hits, only allowing 8 hits, 1 earned run, and 10 walks, which he leads the team in walks allowed, but he makes up for it with only 1 earned run. That's pretty impressive stuff.
It is.
Sounds like a lot of off-speed pitching, given he's a lefty as well. So he'll miss the zone a lot, but when he does hit it, it's going to be great. So I'm curious to see how he does against a roster with someone like Chris Diaz, who can hit 2 home runs in 1 game.
A much anticipated matchup that we are hoping to see this afternoon as Diaz steps in here. Batson up on the mound looking for his signal. Excuse me. And the first pitch coming in, Diaz will swing, and that will be staying on the ground at first base. Sliding in is Diaz, and he'll be safe, reaching on a first pitch swing. Yeah,
like I said, it might not have been a home run, but that's certainly pretty good for this Mustang team. First pitch swinging and an infield single. Pretty good stop defensively from preventing it from being a double, but I'd love to see this Mustang lineup do this.
Yeah, but I mean, I think Braden Fitzgerald really could have had that ball. Not a super hard pick, but could have had it. As Cooper McGuire will step into the second spot for the Millbrook Mustangs. Throw back to first. Diaz way on top of his base running at the moment.
Absolutely. Last game Millbrook Mustangs faced the lefty as well, and we saw some excellent pickoff moves. Not as good as today, but certainly that lefty pickoff is very hard to read. So
McGuire will take ball 1 up and outside.
Now, McGuire didn't play last game, but when Pedro Leon is on the mound, he does DH, which is super helpful. He's an offensive threat. He had a RBI double in the game against Pomfrey a couple weeks ago, and since then has been a little bit quieter on the bench, but we'll look to see him really help the offense here.
Diaz goes, throw coming in, sliding in, safe with a nice stolen bases. Diaz advancing to second. Another thing to note about Cooper McGuire is he's a guy who kind of started at the bottom of the lineup last year, put in a lot of work, and worked his way up into a starting 9 position.
Absolutely. Cooper McGuire being only a sophomore here at Millbrook, a true sophomore, I believe. He really...
From Bermuda, yeah.
From Bermuda, absolutely. He really worked his way into this roster, something that not many people see, given how much recruiting and how much emphasis we put on this program. So we love to see a comeback story from someone like this.
McGuire showing bunt, but that'll be a strike on the outside portion of the plate. Count moving now to 2-1.
Yeah, I forgot to mention McGuire has speed, so Coach Harlan was to give him the bunt signal throughout the game, and he helps to bring in a runner to third or even home sometimes. We saw that a couple of times this season. So
Batson struggling a little bit to find the zone here. Count now 3-1. Pitch taken on the outside. Delivery high. Excuse me. Now it's 3-1.
3-2.
3-2. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. Full count now.
Yeah, McGuire has created a lot of walks for himself, so it's interesting to see what happens here with a runner on second.
Full count. Pitch coming in. Inside corner, and McGuire will go down looking for the first out of the bottom of the first. Pat Costin will hit in the third position for the Mustangs today.
Yes, Pat Costin, who, as I mentioned earlier, casually leads this team with on-base percentage. Really does drive the ball well. Last game, he went 1 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts against a dominant Canterbury pitcher. But today, we might see something different with a left.
Costin will unload, and that'll be a base hit out into right field. That'll get past the second baseman, and Diaz will make it home. And this is a tie ball game. Pat Costin, third spot single, will drive in the run.
Yeah.
And make it a 1-1 ball game.
I think it's safe to say 1 through 9, both teams offensively are dominant. So you will be seeing a pretty high-scoring game. Yeah, last game was a pitching duel, but there's very different dynamic early on here.
And Hauser almost had that one, but Costin snuck it right in between him and Fitzgerald. For the single. So Ciano now in the 4 spot will come up. Ciano will swing on that first pitch. It's an error right down the third baseline. Trey Baggis had it all day, and it just went straight through the wickets.
Absolutely.
So that is 2 in a row reaching base for the Mustangs.
Yeah, Charlie, this team in IO infield outfield here, they seem pretty flashy defensively. At the moment, it kind of looks like it cost them trying to show off here as the third baseman just makes the second mistake of the inning, to say the least.
I'm not sure that it gets much more routine as far as ground balls go down the third base line than
Absolutely. It's pretty simple. Drop the glove into the dirt and have it roll right into it. But, it's kind of...
Batson coming in. Good inside strike on Munoz now, who will hit in the 5 spot for the Mustangs. Yeah, Munoz, another power hitter.
Absolutely, but more importantly, a dominant pitcher who played on Wednesday, 86 pitches, only 2 hits allowed, 1 being a home run where he really didn't leave it. But
swing and a miss, well. Big strike 2. Cut from Munoz. 1 out in the bottom of the first for the Mustangs. Men on first and second. Count 0-2 to Munoz in a 1-1 ball game as time will be called.
Yeah, I'm really trying to throw off Baston here in a crucial spot, taking the lead at the bottom of the first inning after giving up 1 run.
Taking the tie, tying it back
potential lead here with runners in scoring position would be huge for this Mustang lineup. Excuse me, Charlie.
And Munoz will go down looking for the second out here as Batson finds the outside top corner.
Huge second out for Canterbury with Baston, who gave a good off-speed pitch, and now kind of in the potential of leaving the runners hanging. So it's curious to see as to what Alex Ciano will do here in the 6th spot.
Alex Ciano, the younger brother of Mike Ciano, swinging on that first pitch, fanning.
Yeah, Coach Harlan suggests that he wants each hitter to attack. This is a team that really does well offensively when they get good ground balls or home runs, and that's something that they struggled a bit with last game as 17 different pop-ups and only 3 ground outs. So we're hoping to improve that here. I was at practice with the team the other day, and they were working solely on hitting ground balls, bunting, all of that small ball kind of situation.
Just put that ball in play.
Absolutely, and we saw with the first hit of the day with Chris Diaz, just a nice little dribbler of, fortunately, an error for Canterbury, but even those kinds of plays helped this Mustang lineup, and now it's 1-1.
Absolutely. Batson with the delivery. Ciano will foul cut that one.
Yeah, Ciano, when he gets on top of one or gets a good pitch, he can certainly drive it pretty well for good doubles or even triples with his speed, but a lot of times ends up fouling, as we just saw there.
Time called again by Ciano.
Again,
Umpire will allow it.
Batson's rhythm here, hoping that he can maybe be thrown off, just add some nerves in here.
Batson looking for the pitch signal here from Arias. The delivery, and Ciano will put that one on the ground, but an easy force at third base will get the Saints out of this inning, and we'll head to the top of the second.
Yeah, Charlie, kind of unfortunate for this Mustangs lineup. They had things going at first and second, but we're hoping maybe seeing a little bit of a bounce back defensively, trying to get a 0 on the board.
Yes, looking to try and get through this top of the second inning unscathed, as Leon will come out to the mound here. Wind's coming in on us today. I just started to feel it.
Yeah, it's
in the last few minutes.
Picking up slightly, something we see pretty often with this field as we are facing north and the south winds often cause some trouble. So not too bad today. It's been worse in past days when you and I commentated softball. It certainly was brutal.
It was windy.
After the broadcast, so everything was covered in dust. So I think it's safe to say that a little wind is not a problem, but.
As we peer across the lacrosse field, seems like girls varsity lacrosse has got things in hand over there. 17-9 showing on the scoreboard right now.
That's a great bounce back. That team struggled against Green Farms Academy last game on Tuesday, so love to hear them winning. Unfortunately, I'm no expert in girls lacrosse.
No, me neither.
I'd love to understand the rules a little bit more. Maybe watch a YouTube video or two.
But always love to see the Mustang Athletics doing well, no matter the sport.
Oh, absolutely.
Plenty of athletic contests going on today. Tennis, obviously, as we can see it out in right field from here. Softball out to our right. Lacrosse, boys lacrosse taking on Suffield later today.
Yep.
So just a beautiful day in Millbrook, New York, with plenty of athletics and a lot of fun on a Saturday.
Always a great time around here when it's sunny, to say the least. The wind and cold is a different story, but when it's nice like this, you always have a good time. So.
Leon getting those couple more warm-up pitches in.
Absolutely, and it's crucial for his routine, something he's been used to, and every pitcher should be used to now in this game. So we love to see it. And I was watching a bit of his warm-ups in the bullpen, and he had some great stuff. So I'm really hoping it clicks in the second inning. First inning did pretty well, struggled slightly, but we'll love to see some more dominance from him.
Absolutely, Leon's got plenty of good pitching to throw. Extremely talented baseball player all around. Can play first base. Obviously pitches, can play some outfield. So if he heats up, it could be real trouble for the Saints lineup.
Oh, for sure. And I'm sure any college who will pick him up in the coming years will really appreciate the two-way defensive skills he has, and his offense can certainly develop over time. So even as a junior, it's really helpful, and we love to see what his future holds.
Tyler Kissling hitting in the 7 spots. We'll go 7, 8, 9 here in the bottom of the second inning. Up first for the Saints, Leon. Strike on right down the pipe with some heat there to bring the count 0-1 right away.
Yeah, Charlie, on Wednesday, the 7 through 9 hitters really struggled for Canterbury. Some minimal kind of hits or walks just kind of kept them quiet.
Fouled straight back there by Kissling. Going down 0-2 in the count early. Kissling playing right field today for the Saints. Pat Costin giving the sign. Leon winding up and firing. And that one will be a big called strike down low. Going down looking Kissling for the first out.
That's a great off-speed pitch by Leon, and something that he is pretty dominant in. A good curveball really froze Kissling there. And, if he keeps that up, it should be a pretty quick game.
That is the kind of batter you like to see pitched by Leon.
Absolutely.
I mean, 1 strike, 1 foul ball, and 1 beautiful called strike at the end.
Absolutely. So. Some may argue that was a little bit outside, but no matter what, it's a strike and strike.
And that ball is hit hard there. by Hauser, right out to right field. Ernek will charge in, hold him up, but a single by Hauser, a pretty unassuming one.
Yeah.
Just kind of picked that ball up and ripped it.
Yeah, and that's what happened in the few hits that Canterbury got last game, you know. It's not necessarily bad pitches by Leon or Munoz last game, but they can really drive it well and kind of surprisingly for singles or even home runs.
So Hauser, the second baseman for the Saints, will be on at first. Leon firing one, coming right up the middle. Ciano diving for it, but it bounces over his glove. So another single to get runners first and second for Canterbury.
Yeah, Charlie, I mentioned that the 7, 8, 9 hitters really didn't produce anything offensively last time out, but today they've pretty much a complete opposite. I believe all 3 of them last time went 0 for 4, so it's pretty shocking to see the first 2 of 3 and 7 through 9 going 1 for 1.
Logan Martell, the 9 hitter for Canterbury, up at the dish, and he'll rip one out straight center field. Diaz is up there at the wall, and it's caught, tagging up from second. And was Hauser, but he'll get in to third base, or excuse me, Kissling into third base, safe, but 1 out, or 2 outs now.
2 outs, yes.
2 outs now for the Mustangs in the top of the second, looking to close out and get back to the offensive side of things.
You know, from a defensive standpoint, Charlie, this is a pretty perfect situation for Leon. You know, getting a pop out for the second out, but keeping the runner at third with the number 9 hitter up, I believe. Or
No, we're back to the top of the order now.
Yeah, but
Cole Silva up at the dish now. Leon. Leg kick and fire, and that one will be down the pipe. Strike 1, off-speed pitch dropping in.
yeah, Charlie, we can see Leon early on just attacking the zone, which is something that he's been more hesitant to do recently in his last few outings, so we love to see him produce this kind of
Leon
pitching.
again inside off speed, strike 2. I don't know if Silva's not seen these or he just doesn't want to deal with it, but just taking a look at 2 strikes so far.
Yeah, kind of playing like I did in Little League in a sense. I've always froze up on the first 2 pitches and then went swinging in the last one.
Pitch outside, low corner.
Pretty
Not
good.
quite finding the zone.
Yeah, that was a pretty good spot, Charlie. I would say a pretty nice miss by Leon. Was good. Expecting to see a swing, but surprisingly Silva laid off.
Silva ready to go. Leon firing in there. Strike 3. Leon got him for the 3rd out, sending the Mustangs to the bottom of the second. So the Mustangs get out unscathed out of that inning, even though Kissling was standing on that third base waiting to trot on home. But the Mustangs will get out with no bloodshed, and they'll move to the bottom of the second.
Yeah, that's huge by Leon. I mean, coming back after putting runners in the corners and with a massive strikeout on the number 1 hitter, which is
Cole
the
Silva,
deadliest part of the order for this Canterbury lineup. We love to see it.
Batson getting his warm-up in, and I believe it's Jack Nessler up correct for the Mustangs.
Absolutely.
We'll go 7, 8, or excuse me, Zach Walsh.
Oh, that's
so
right.
Zach Walsh will be hitting 7, Ernek in the 8th position, who's now on deck, but we'll go 7, 8, 9 for the Mustangs.
And Cole Silva, just to touch back on him, is committed to Pepperdine for baseball. So pretty surprising to see Leon attack the zone and get him fanning. That's something we love to see.
Pepperdine, beautiful campus out in Malibu, California.
Absolutely.
Just stunning.
Lost traffic though, unfortunately.
Yeah, I couldn't do the LA thing.
Yeah.
Too much traffic for me.
There's a reason why I live in upstate New Hampshire and currently in a boarding school of a town of a population of less than 3,000, Charlie. So
Yeah, no, not much traffic up here in Millbrook and
No.
in New Hampshire.
now, how's DC? I know you.
It's
you've
pretty
been
bad,
living
you know, in
there.
DC, yeah. Traffic's not great, but it's not as bad as LA, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
So Zach Walsh remaining hot in the last few games, looking to do more of that today. The 7 hitter stepping in to face Batson for the first time. Pitch coming in, Walsh, big first pitch swing for a strike 1.
Yeah, Zach Walsh does a pretty good job
Bats in
offensively.
with the firing. Walsh will put that on the ground, straight out to the left side, and he will be out on a nice laser throw from Cullen Stone. So Walsh getting the ball in play, like you mentioned, the Mustangs wanting to do that. So
Yeah.
not quite able to get on base from there, but at least it was in play.
Yeah, and I think Coach Harlan and Coach Delvell will be pretty happy to see that kind of play. You know, anything but a pop out, to say the least.
Ernek now in the 8th spot will take strike 1. Good breaking ball there from Batson. Ernek staring down, swing and a miss, strike 2. As he bit on another breaking ball.
Yeah, Ernek also a New Hampshire native, so one of, got a similar connection there. Done pretty well this season.
Ernek foul ball ripped down the third baseline. He was ready to take off.
Yeah,
it was gone.
No matter what, you got to sprint to first, and Ernek has some wheels, so he could have probably gotten a double out of that, given that it would have been fair. But unfortunately, bounced the wrong way for him.
Pitch coming in, Batson, and another foul tip there by Ernek. Good job staying alive here as he looks to go deep into this count.
Absolutely. The more you can work Baston, the better, because you want to get him out of this game quickly, knowing that Canterbury really doesn't have a relief pitcher to go to after last game having their other lefty going.
Called strike 3 inside corner on Ernek. Batson will get the K for the second out. Yeah, like you said, 11 innings deep, so 5 relief innings thrown.
Absolutely. 5 relief innings, ended up getting the win, and that was William Nadella. I'm sorry if I'm botching that name, but he really was dominant against Millbrook, so it was pretty interesting to see that through 5 relief innings, but they really don't have anyone to turn to at this point in time.
Jack Nestler now up for the Mustangs at the plate. Jack Nestler, a new sophomore.
Comes from IMS school, which is just down the road. Is currently a day student where he is also a great pitcher. He went 4.2 relief innings pitched last game and the 11-inning game, and was dominant to say the least. Unfortunately, in the last inning, just ran out of gas. Pitched about 39 pitches, I believe, and he's not used to that kind of outing. So,
Strike down low down the pipe. Count now 1-1 to Nestler.
Yeah, Nestler, like others in this lineup, is a great two-way player defensively with pitching and second base. You know, he certainly helps this dominant infield for the Mustangs defensively.
Nestler foul ball there. Count now 1-2. Batson getting ahead here. Nestler ready to go. Batson firing in outside for ball 2.
There's that off-speed pitch that we're seeing from Baston where he can't really locate it, but it's good movement. So if he can find that zone, he can really make these.
Yeah, that could start to be trouble.
Yeah. Oh, there's a good
And
hit.
Nestler will get some metal on that. A single into right field, and he'll reach first as Diaz comes up at the top of the order.
That's exactly what Coach Keith Alvell and Coach Harlan will want to see. You know, this something they've been working on for over 2 weeks, just single bloopers and getting runners on first, second, third, and even home. So it's love to see someone like Gavin Ernek Jack Nestler, do that, as he is the bottom of the order. So if you could get your 7 through 9 guys producing his top of the order, can help out. Just so
Batson firing. Diaz will take strike 1.
Yeah, Diaz, like I mentioned, one of the best hitters on this team, committed to Tulane, and will be going there next year. Safe to say that this Mustang team will miss him.
Absolutely. An integral piece of Millbrook baseball for the last 3 years.
Absolutely, and a good classmate and friend of mine, so we'll love to see how he does in the future as well.
Diaz setting up here, count 0-1. Pitch thrown in outside, good eye there from Diaz. That was a fastball.
Probably about 75 miles an hour. We don't have the radar gun on us at the moment, but it's safe to say that Baston's fastballs are not exactly the most high velocity. It's more the off speeds that get them well.
Going And a foul ball as Nestler took off there from first base. Looked like he had it, but Diaz fouled that one away. Now 1-2 the count.
From my viewings of past baseball games of Millbrook, it's safe to say that Coach Harlan was calling for a hit and run there, and Diaz just kind of missed it, got underneath it, but luckily it was only foul to save the out.
Nice ball upstairs. Good eye by Diaz.
Beautiful eye.
Minding the zone very well in this at-bat.
Yeah, Diaz is one of those special hitters where he does not chase very much. His sophomore year of high school baseball, he did do that, but certainly good.
And Nestler will go, and he'll get and an overthrow at second base will get Nestler another stolen base. I thought we might have a pickle situation.
Absolutely. We had one of those last games. It's kind of shocking to see first baseman just throw it away like that when he had a golden opportunity.
Fitzgerald had it all day to cut him down at second base, but he just overchecked it.
Yeah, it's nothing that the shortstop or Hauser could have done about that. Surprised that Nestler couldn't have taken off to third there with the way that throw went. Another take, which is
and
beautiful.
A great take will work the count to full. Diaz staying very, very disciplined.
Absolutely. For coming back from a 1-1 count to now have more of an advantage. You love to see
full
that
count.
Kind of situation.
Batson dealing, ball way upstairs, and Diaz will take the walk. Now runners at first and second for the Mustangs with 2 outs.
That's huge for this Mustang lineup. Now bringing in Cooper McGuire, who can rip a good single down the third baseline. We're hoping to see both these runners score in this situation.
Yeah, Cooper McGuire looking to put anything in play. He's much more of a contact hitter. Matt Costin on deck. Batson will fire. Good breaking ball, strike 1.
Yeah, Cooper McGuire doesn't have the power to get him out of the fence, but certainly does a good job with getting them within the field and in the outfield, shallow outfield. So
Batson firing again. McGuire will get that one on the ground, coming straight back to Batson, and he'll fire over to first to retire the side.
Nearly finishing off that inning, Charlie, we nearly saw another error with plenty of time where Batson kind of threw it away a little bit, and Fitzgerald had to reach out a little bit and hopefully to save this inning for the Canterbury Saints.
So we'll go to the top of the third. Leon coming out to warm up. The defense getting a talking to from Coach Harlan.
Yeah, Coach Harlan has the ritual of meeting with both offense and defense in between each inning, trying to either calm them down or energize them depending on the situation. At this moment in time, I'm sure he's telling his team, we got to throw 0 on the board. We can't let them take the lead. You know, this is not a situation where they can take the lead, but more so one that we have to dominate, because right now they are slim chances for playoffs if they win this game. Unfortunately, they needed to sweep Canterbury in order to clinch a playoff spot, but now it is out of their hands if they win today's game, and hoping that a team like Berkshire can win.
Yeah, so Canterbury looking to clinch their playoff position here. Mustangs fighting to stay alive, have to win this game.
Absolutely.
And then if they win today, it's out of their hands, but they still could make the playoffs.
Yeah, if they win today, the situation would have to be that Berkshire would have to beat Canterbury once, or the Frederick Gun School would have to beat Salisbury, actually sweep Salisbury, which is highly unlikely.
Yeah, you don't like that.
Yeah, no, you do not like those odds. So kind of stab to the chest for the Mustangs team, losing in the 11th inning last time out, but hopefully this win would energize them and maybe demoralize Canterbury a little more.
Well, it's so interesting. We talked to Mike Ciano the other day, and he said after today they have 5 games more, none of which have playoff implications.
No, it's kind of crazy.
It's a weird schedule.
Yeah, the scheduling, they played 3 or 4 straight series against the league teams, and when you have that kind of situation, that's pretty hurtful for your team.
Leon will fire a nice strike outside corner. Strike 1 here. As Sean Stevenson will step into the zone here as the leadoff hitter in the top of the third. Leon looking to fire again. Breaking ball, strike 2.
Yeah,
Costin loving that pitch.
Absolutely, and Stevenson was the one person who brought in the original run. He had a home run that he really got a good piece of last time out, so something really rare to see from our pitching lineup. So,
ooh, and Stevenson thought about swinging on that possible strike 3, but he stays disciplined and will stay alive in this count, moving it to 1-2 now.
absolutely. Stevenson currently has 3 home runs on the season, so a lot of offense to say the least.
Leone looking it down and firing, and ball is played straight up and foul.
Yeah, staying alive there. Stevenson got a pretty good pitch, and he got on top of it, but you saw that probably went about 100 feet behind us. Pretty safe to
big
say.
cut underneath the ball.
Absolutely, you can see the power he has, so even off of a pitch that you kind of missed.
Stevenson firing another deep foul ball out to our left this time. Spraying him backwards.
Yes,
not forwards.
That means he's kind of throwing his bat out a little early. It means that he's getting underneath the pitch because he's anticipating that it will drop given that it's an off speed. But Leone is throwing the fastballs.
Big looking strike 3 as Leone will cut down Stevenson for the first out in the 3rd inning. Leone coming a little bit more alive here in the 2nd and 3rd innings than he was in the 1st inning.
Yeah, it's something we see pretty much every outing for Leone. He's not the kind of guy that comes in cold and does well from the start. He has to work his way into a routine and a rhythm, and that's something he's been doing here today.
Owen Arias now up for number 4 spot hitter for Canterbury. 2nd in this 3rd inning. Pitch fired down low outside. So ball 1.
Yeah, Arias has, as I mentioned, leads the team in walks created. So it's a lot of the same here today so far with ball 1 and early in this game.
Leone firing once again, and Arias will get metal on that ball, and that'll be a single out into right field. He's looking to go more. Extra bases. Ernick will fire. Cutoff man Nestler, but a double by Owen Arias in the top of the 3rd.
Yeah, that's just a pitch that he took and drove right into right field, and Ernick, not the best arm out there, but managed to minimize the pain in that situation. So,
yep, made the smart cutoff throw. Keep Arias at 2nd. Don't let him go to 3rd.
Yeah, and if Leone can continue to do the same, we're only allowing the 4-hitter through and hitters 1 through 4 a double. That's pretty impressive, minimizing offense for this Saints team.
Up at the dish now, Cullen Stone, the shortstop, pitch fired.
Yeah, an
Leone
off-speed
looking
pitch there.
Yeah, just getting away from him a little bit.
Absolutely, and luckily that Arias did not go in that situation. He doesn't have the best speed out there in 2nd. As you may be able to see, he's more of a power kind of guy, so don't really expect him to go. But
Leone firing another one. That'll be a nice strike-breaking ball. Count now 1-1.
And I'm not sure if you guys could hear through the broadcast, but Coach Keith Dalvell had mentioned find your location and find your release area, because he suggests that when you release a pitch, you want to pretty up high right before your arm starts to turn, and he wasn't finding that.
So another down low breaking ball out of the zone. Well put. Cullen Stone ahead in the count. Leone firing again outside this time.
Now 3-1 here, Charlie. That's again struggling for Leone, and we don't want to see this out of him in the 3rd inning. So
yeah, Leone looking for a comeback pitch. So fire 3-1. Breaking ball, big strike. Good job to stay in the count. Stone thought he had a walk there.
Absolutely, he was not prepared for that beautiful curveball delivered by Leone, and almost froze him there. Looked like a good strike 3. Unfortunately, it's only
Leone
strike
firing
2.
again. Ooh, big foul ball straight back into the netting. Full count to Stone. Man on 2nd base is Owen Arias. Just 1 out in the top of the 3rd. Canterbury looking to do more damage with Arias in scoring position. Leon looking to keep the Saints scoreless here. Oh, and a blooper down the first base line. Leon will get there. He'll toss it to Munoz, and they'll get the out at first base. Arias will get over to third. 2 outs here in the top of the third.
Yeah, Charlie, that's a big out number 2 by Leon, and something you love to see. So now got the runner at third and hoping to minimize it with the number 6 hitter, Braden Fitzgerald. He got through the heart of the order, and that's pretty impressive for Leon, only allowing a double. So we love to see him now working through the bottom.
Fitzgerald in there now to take ball 1. Arias big lead at the third base line, but I don't know that I've ever seen someone actually steal home.
I've seen it once. It was actually Chris Diaz in the game against Berkshire to cause them to walk off in a mercy rule situation. But prior to that, no.
Ball in the dirt there, ball 2 for Leon. You actually saw Diaz steal home.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive. A wild pitch, and he missed it slightly, and Diaz just flew in. I was pretty shocked to see it on a cold day and everything. So, yeah, it was really impressive.
He is a good base runner, that's for sure. So,
hey, let's say he's just a good overall player. I mean,
that's
almost
true.
Perfect, to say the least.
Absolutely true.
Now 3-0 for Leon. We were looking for this get-me-over pitch, probably a curveball. That's good. Keith Delville likes to set up this situation. So let's see what happens here.
Leon firing now. Fastball upstairs, just high. And it'll be a walk there for Leon.
Yeah, not what you want to see working the number 6 hitter for a walk, but Leon could potentially bounce back here by getting the runner at second, or maybe a good strikeout, as we see Coach Keith Delville come out now to talk with Leon, maybe calm him down, knowing the situation at hand, where if Canterbury takes the lead, it's dangerous for a
walk situation that you can have.
Absolutely.
Better than letting that ball get hit into play. But obviously, you know,
Agreed.
If you're Leon, you don't want to pitch 4 straight balls.
No, and you could see in that last pitch where that drew the walk, he put a ton of emphasis into it. The dust coming out of the glove, and that's how hard he threw it. Unfortunately, just not a great location.
Mustangs continuing in conference out on the mound.
Yeah, you can see the umpires getting a little bit kind of
antsy.
Yes, absolutely. Asking them to speed it up. They don't have all day. Unfortunately, they are not being paid by the hour, but yeah.
Yeah. Ump's looking to get out of here as fast as possible.
Absolutely. Probably about an hour drive for both of them, as not many people live around here, so yeah.
Kissling up now for the Saints here in the 7th spot.
Yeah, Kissling regarded as the best arm out in the outfield on this Saints team, and he certainly showed it last game. Offensively struggles, which is why he's playing in the 7th spot, but it's interesting to see what happens here.
High fastball, ball 1 there for Leon. Runners on first and third in the top of the third. 2 outs, we remind you. Leon firing once again. Good breaking ball for strike 1.
Beautiful strike there by Leon. Something that he is perfected, as Ryan mentioned. That good curveball to right in the middle. Something that most hitters aren't expecting, as you don't want to throw it in the middle, but when you can give a little bit of a surprise, that's perfect.
Thought about giving Leon that strike, but he'll call it a ball.
Yeah. Safe to say those Canterbury fans, the few Canterbury fans who are here, are pretty happy, smiles on their faces after being given a call there.
2-1. Now Leon will fire again. Ball low. Harlan and Dalville don't agree with that. They thought that was a strike.
Yeah, and you do not want to fire up Harlan and Dalville, as we saw last game. A lot of tension between the umpires, coaches, and players. So that combination with a 1-1 tie is pretty deadly.
Oh, and another base hit out towards Ernek, but he'll get there and make the catch, retire the side. Into the bottom of the third we go. Yeah, Jack Harlan at about 6'7" is not someone I would want to upset.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He's a pretty fun and energetic guy, but sometimes that energy can turn into anger. So,
pitching change. So the Mustangs will have an opportunity to break up the tie here as we go to the bottom of the third inning. We'll start with Pat Costin.
Yep. And Pat Costin, a dangerous threat for offensively, and we're hoping he can spark back after going 1 for 5 last game. So
Had the opening single. So he's 1 for 1 in today's game. A left-handed hitter, committed to Indiana.
Repeated his sophomore year here at Millbrook. Is currently a 3-year junior, but next year that development will be crucial to how he does in Indiana. I'm sure he'll do very well, and we'll love to see him on national TV as maybe play against Wake Forest, my future alma mater. So we'll
Both
love to
of
see
ours.
that. Yeah, absolutely.
Both of ours.
Forgot to mention, but yeah, very exciting. Maybe they need some new commentators down there. North Carolina.
You never know. Well, they get the professional guys a lot because when you're the #2 baseball school in the country,
absolutely,
you get some professional attention from ESPN.
Might get some inside information, and you never know. They might like us. We got some good opinions to show.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
Batson continuing to warm up here. I really have to say, I don't know if it's because I don't go to enough MLB games and you get cut out with the TV timeout, but these warm-up pitches drive me nuts.
Oh, absolutely. It's really annoying. MLB games, you at least have like fan entertainment and time to guess a beer.
Yeah, go get a hot dog.
Yeah, absolutely. But right now, we're just kind of have to wait and watch, and pretty painful for all viewers. But
it is what it is. So Batson ready to go. Pat Costin stepping in. Costin may have the best walk-up song in the knapsack.
Absolutely.
On the Dangerous.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Costin will take strike 1 outside. Big slider there from Batson.
Yeah, Costin, a huge threat offensively.
Getting that ball on the ground, and that'll be a base hit out into right field. Sliding over was Hauser, but he couldn't get there. So Costin back-to-back singles.
Yeah.
Now 2 for 2 in this game.
Yeah, and we saw yet another play that was a little bit of a bobble. Unfortunately, Hauser could just not stop that ball, and that's huge for this the Mustang lineup. So
Ciano ready to go here. Getting the signaling from Harlan.
yeah, and Charlie, I would argue Ciano has the second best walk-up song in this lineup.
Bunt coming down from Ciano, just getting foul. Costin taking off.
Yeah, I don't think that Canterbury defense was prepared for that sign in that situation. Unfortunately, Ciano just missed it, but they now have brought the infielders in, anticipating the bunt. Maybe giving Ciano the opportunity to swing away, get a nice blooping single.
Time still called. Harlan giving more signals. Ciano now ready to go in the batter's box. 0-1 the count. Pick-off throw coming over to first base. Costin sauntering his way back on.
Yeah, you can see Ciano really taking his time here, throwing off Baston and adding some nerves. And now you can see him throwing back multiple times as they are trying to figure out what Coach Harlan is saying to his team with the signals.
Yeah, they've got the defense questioning right now.
Absolutely.
As the Millbrook dugout gets loud here. And
There's
a third
another
pickoff throw coming. So Batson really, I don't know if he's feeling the pressure. He doesn't want to pitch to Ciano, but he's really procrastinating right now. It's like you and I trying to do homework on a Thursday night. Oof.
That economics class
man.
haven't gotten that work done yet. But
Finally, we'll see a pitch and another foul ball by Ciano.
0-2, but you can see that whole situation is pretty odd, to say the least. Seeing a knapsack team do that kind of thing, where 3 straight pickoff attempts, and Ciano taking more than a minute to read the signs of Harlan.
Batson firing again. This one outside. Ciano 1-2 now.
To be honest, I think Ciano thought that was strike 3 based on his reaction, but got a good call there, and hopefully he can bounce back and get a good single, or even more.
Batson firing again. Ciano will get on that one. Ball hit into right field underneath it and caught by Kissling. Munoz up now with 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd. Costin still at first base.
Yeah, Munoz, like we had mentioned, is a big threat offensively, and we're really hoping that he can continue that today with Pat Costin on first base.
Munoz stepping in, ready to go. Batson will fire, and Munoz will get some bat on that on a bobble out at shortstop by Cullen Stone. Munoz will reach on the error, and man, this Canterbury team's got to tighten up the infield here a little bit.
Like I said, that IO really did not work out for them. Unfortunate to see, but the 3rd error today, and probably the 6th bobble I've seen by the second baseman and shortstop. Kind of shocking to see.
Yeah, too many balls going up the middle for this Canterbury Saints team, as Alex Ciano will come in here.
Yeah,
and look to do some damage with Costin out at second base in scoring position.
Yeah, and kind of makes you wonder how this Canterbury team is in a playoff spot when they perform defensively in that sense. So
I'll tell you why. Offense.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you need defense to win games, and if you play like
defense
this,
wins championships.
That's true.
Apparently, offense gets you a playoff spot, but defense wins championships.
Yeah.
So they may struggle there.
I think that was Oakland's philosophy in the last few years, to say the least.
Yeah, but you got to have the offense go with defense.
Yeah,
The Oakland Athletics, man, they do not have it right now.
Oh,
they fought the Royals last night?
No, they ended up winning. I was shocked.
That's a shocker. That is a shocker. Ciano will take a ball in the dirt. That almost got away from Arias, but a nice play by him behind the plate. Is that the 4th win of the season for the Athletics, or their 5th?
I think it's the 6th. We gotta give them some credit.
Wow.
Here. Yeah, 6-27, I believe, is the record.
Man.
Unfortunately, my Mets are not exactly performing in as great of a much better caliber. Only
Ciano, big swing, strike 2. Yeah, but at least you're not the Athletics.
That's true.
With the worst record in baseball.
Hey, at this rate, I wouldn't mind moving to Las Vegas.
Oh, and a foul tip by Ciano. Way to stay alive.
Yeah. Great job by Ciano staying alive on that pitch and getting just enough to foul it. You can see he's trying to look for a ground ball or something to go through the hole. Just watching it, this infield kind of fall apart, and with 3 errors pretty much in a row. So
Ciano ready to go, fired by Batson. Ball is hit straight up. It is high, and it is right at second base, and that will be caught for the 2nd out by Cullen Stone. Wind kicking up once again.
Yeah.
Zach Walsh up now for the Mustangs.
Zach Walsh is close to leading the team in RBIs. I think the only person in front of him is Chris Diaz. So
shocker there.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Really surprising. I never expected that kind of 1 and 2 lineup, but yeah.
Strike outside Zach Walsh.
Yeah, you gotta get a little bit of sun here. We have a tent underneath us, Charlie, but we won't warm up slightly.
Time called there by Walsh, absolutely throwing off Batson.
Yeah.
Zach Walsh, pretty good friend of mine. I know he's a kind of a jokester, so I don't know if he's intentionally messing with Batson or not, but he's got him there. Batson will fire, and Walsh will hit a single up the middle into center field, and now they're loaded up here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Yeah, something you love to see now with Gavin Ernick up, who also does pretty well offensively, and Bastion lucky to get his ball back with the way Walsh has performed recently.
So So Ernek will be up with 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Bases loaded. Arias will come up for a quick mound meeting here.
Yeah, probably will see Ernek call time at least 3 times on the way they've been performing. So,
is there a limit in high school?
No, not in NEPSAC. It's certainly not in MLB The Show, as I would do that in video games. But yeah,
but there's no rule in NEPSAC.
No
you can call
rule.
time as many times as you want.
At the moment, no. But in the MLB, that's 1 timeout per at bat. So.
Right.
Let's see if
Ernek
they-
now into the box, ready to go. Bases loaded. He'll take a first pitch inside, ball 1. Ernek right on top of that plate, ready to go. Closed stance, and he'll get just enough to foul that ball off. 1-1 the count. 2 outs, bases loaded. In a 1-1 ball game. Batson firing, outside and upstairs, ball 2.
Yeah, 2-1 count now, and Ernek being ahead is crucial. Maybe even walking in a run. Anything to get the lead.
Another ball inside, I thought, but apparently it caught the strike zone.
Yeah, Charlie, I couldn't agree with you more. Now 2-2. That nearly hit him if, from our
He is
angle.
right on top of the plate, to be fair. But
Absolutely, but more at the shins there.
if that did catch the zone, it was a beautiful pitch.
Yeah.
Ernek, another foul ball there, still 2-2. Batson with the payoff pitch coming in outside. Count will be full
Great job.
with the bases loaded.
Yeah, great job working this count. Ernek probably should be on the first base now with the way that this game is, or that sequence
You hope
played
that
out.
you hope that he can finish the sequence here and find first base. Batson will fire. Ernek will foul that one out.
Yeah, heads up to those cars who are parked to the right. He's notorious for getting hit. So
Yeah, man. There's a lot of people over there parked over there too.
absolutely, yes. People and cars, both big threats when baseballs are being hit. So
Yeah. Ernek ready to go. Full count. Batson firing. Ernek one more foul ball.
and you saw that Munoz looked like he was stealing with the bases loaded. Everyone's looking to run on any kind of
Run on contact.
Absolutely, but particularly in this situation, maybe even making a nice little single. Could make it a 3-run lead if they got enough speed.
And Ernek will foul one more, going deep into this count with Batson.
Yeah.
And you love to see that. Eighth spot, deep count. Arias will come up for a quick meeting.
Mm-hmm. Giving the ball back, and lucky to do so.
Obviously, you want to see Ernek reach on base here, but even if he doesn't, this is a pretty good at-bat he's got going right now.
Yeah, best guess is that Baston has had probably 35 pitches at the moment. Keep working that, and it'll be a pretty fast outing for him.
And another foul ball.
Ernek
refuses to go down.
Yeah, I was going to say, at a certain point, one of them has to give out. But until then, we're just watching one of the best battles for NEPSAC right now.
Ernek ready to go. Batson the same full count. We'll do it again. And he went there. And Batson will get out of the inning. And we'll head to the top of the fourth.
Yeah, that was a pretty long inning. Unfortunate to see it go down in that way, but hopefully that will change. And maybe we can bounce back, throw in a nice 0 on the board.
We'll warm up here a little bit in the sun.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, nice little wasp to join us.
Oh, great.
Our good friends.
But the Mustangs definitely getting some offense going here. Leaving 3 stranded in that inning is too bad, but
Don't turn your camera off.
Yeah, it's pretty bad to leave the bases loaded, but certainly nice.
Did we just hear that softball mercied or
I
got
did just
mercied?
hear it. No, we did mercy them, and lacrosse won as well. Just had a little bit
It's
of
a good start
yeah.
for the athletics of the afternoon.
Yeah.
So, I think softball was playing East Fishkill,
I believe
travel
so.
team.
Yes, not a school, but we love to see that. So I didn't hear much energy over there, so I assumed it was either a big loss or a big win, as they have yet to have a game where they played more than 4
Yeah, they
or
have
5
yet
innings.
to play a complete game.
Yeah.
They are 4-4 on the season.
Yeah, and we'll be covering their game on Tuesday, weather permitting, against King School, the team who eliminated them from the playoffs last year. So stay tuned for the YouTube link for that as well. But for now, we gotta watch this beautiful action on a nice Saturday afternoon.
Leon getting those warm-ups in.
Yeah, and great music to go along with it.
Cosmos.
Not really a lot of defensive warm-ups, given that this team is arguably the best team defensively in the entire NEPSAC.
Yeah, they have a talented infield, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think I can call that left side of the infield with the Ciano brothers the brick wall.
Yeah, they're pretty solid over there.
They got more structure and more defense than the fence in center field.
I think that's the brother and brother thing. They have really good communication between the two of them. Their spacing is really good.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have that with my brother. He and I would not work well together. It would probably end up in one of us making fun of the other. But we love to see two brothers get along.
Absolutely. So now into the 8, 9, and number 1 spot for Canterbury here in the 4th inning. Teddy Hauser, second baseman, will lead off.
Yeah, he was one of the guys who struggled defensively last inning or 2 innings ago, and not really good hitting-wise right now either. So
Leon's first pitch is a ball.
Let's go, Pedro. Let's go, kid.
Harlan giving some encouragement to his guys.
as you should, you know, if you're in a
Absolutely.
tied game, you need that.
Leon firing again high inside on Hauser.
Yeah, very different kind of situation compared to last game. Neither team's really adding a ton of energy. Last game going 11 innings, everyone was screaming. There was a lot of tension. A couple of injuries with Mike Ciano, but a lot of,
Big swing miss there by Hauser. Fastball upstairs.
Yeah, Hauser wanted to take that 450 feet dead center. Unfortunately, could not given the location, but great job by Leon. A great location, fooling Hauser in a way. See if he goes down
Leon
low
firing again. He'll go upstairs for the fourth time.
3-1 count, so maybe we'll see a good off-speed, a get-me-over pitch. Like I
You think they call off speed on 3-1?
I think so, with the way Leon delivers the curveball. It's just so beautiful and graceful.
That would be
for it.
an aggressive pitch call. Firing in here, inside, nice fastball there down low.
Guess it's good that I'm not calling pitches for the team. I think I'd be in the loss right now, but
So I'm not sure. 2-seam or 4-seam, what's the difference on those fastballs?
well, really just the move.
Oh, swing and a miss. Drop third strike. Costin will grab it. And an error as it's thrown past Munoz. And what should have been an easy out here in the top of the fourth results in Hauser being moved to second base.
Yeah, and kind of. You have to wonder if something's wrong with the ball when people are playing defense this game, because that's like, I believe, the fourth error missed throw in this game between the two teams. It's really
many.
shocking to see.
That is too many errors.
Yeah.
A nice pitch by Leon, got the third strike, and then play went awry.
Yeah, Leon does his job, and I think that's one of the few times we've seen where this Millbrook defense could not support their great pitching talent.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can bounce back.
Leon winding and firing again, this one outside, 2-0 on the count.
Yeah, it looks like Leon is a little bit hesitant to throw right down the middle or in the strike zone. Does not want to give anything to the Canterbury team with no outs and runners in scoring position.
That ball is put into foul territory. Wall's trying to chase it down, but doesn't quite get there.
Well, he got the strike there, so
2-1.
yeah, great to see Leon at least get some kind of movement and some kind of control in this at-bat.
You also love to see Zach Walsh get on his horse and hustle over there trying to make a play in foul territory.
Yeah, he looks pretty gassed out there. Might have to hit the weight room a little more cardio, but yeah, great to love to see him get some good strides in and hopefully try to pick the ball up. Oh,
Foul ball coming straight back at the screen for strike 2. Now 2-2 in the count.
Pass us a little wider. Pass wider.
Leone staring down Costin. Time called.
Some more antics by this Canterbury team, trying to do the same that Millbrook has done to them, throwing off Leone. Don't know if it will work as well as Leone locks in whenever he plays. I tried talking with him a few hours before the game. He says, I don't want to hear anything. Just want to talk.
Another drop third strike. Costin will get the cut down this time. Going over to third and safe on the bag is Hauser. But Millbrook will get one out here in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, good move by Canterbury to get the runner deeper into scoring position by putting him on third. But I thought it was a pretty good throw by Munoz. So
yeah, Munoz moving the ball pretty well across the infield. Just got to make the tag. Can't be a forced play.
Yep.
So I wouldn't say off target, but just not quite good enough to make the tag.
Yeah.
Logan Martell now, the number 9 hitter here for Canterbury. Third up in this 4th inning.
Yeah, Martell being the 9 hitter, so now facing 9, 1, and 2 at the moment with the way it's going. So kind of going to the heart
Hopefully
of the
just
order.
9 and 1. One out here
Hopefully, yes.
in the 4th. Pedro will fire in there. Called strike, 1-1. Beautiful breaking ball.
Yeah, a great strike by Leone. Perfect. Exactly what you want to see. Nice arc and went in the perfect area. Fooled the ump and Martell.
Leone firing again. Come on. I thought that was a beauty down the pipe.
Yeah, another off-speed pitch. A good curve that I think he got a pretty good location, but fortunately the umpire has other thoughts.
Time called by Martell. Talked about it in the softball game, but Martell is rocking what I believe is the worst outfit with the pants you can do. Oh, and a big cut.
Yeah.
Martell missing there.
Yeah.
2-2, but yeah, the stirrups with like the too tight pants, it's terrible.
No, if you're going to rock stirrups, they got to be stirrup highs, because if they're low, you just don't see them, and you can't appreciate it. And the short sleeve hoodie underneath the uniform is not the best look. But
And Martell will go up the middle with a single, and that will bring in 1 run. Hauser will score, so now it's a 2-1 game in the top of the 4th. Well,
yeah, he might not have the best style, but he has good hits.
yeah. Getting the single RBI single there from Saints, bringing up the top of the order Cole Silva into the batter's box. Mustangs looking for a ground ball, possible double play. They can find it.
Headroom. Tilt down. Just tilt down. Don't zoom in.
Silva, Leone firing.
Great off speed. I don't know what's going on here, but it's kind of crazy to see what the umpire's zone is at the moment. Now 1-0.
Yeah, I feel like those were pitches he was calling strikes earlier in the game, but I want to be a strike in there, drop down. One and one the count. Martell out at first. Leone will fire in the dirt. Costin able to block.
Now 2-1 count, I believe, and unfortunately Leone is behind, but let's see if he can improve here.
Leone ready to fire again. And a foul ball there by Silva.
Great job to now even the count and hopefully give his best pitch here. So.
Leone ready to go once again, firing. Leg kick, another foul ball there by Silva. Coach Dalvale not quite able to make the play on it.
No, unfortunately.
Almost got the pick.
He was ready, but kind of bobbled it a little bit. But
Once a Division I baseball player, always a Division I baseball player.
absolutely.
2-2 the count to Silva. Pedro firing. High breaking ball.
Yeah, hopefully it would drop a little bit more, but unfortunately it just did not. So.
Pedro runner goes, and a ball ripped foul territory. So Martel's big takeoff means nothing.
Yeah, and you can see that Begisi was not too happy missing that pitch.
Silva.
Silva, I apologize. But yeah, it's.
Oh wait, excuse me. You're right. You're right.
I was gonna say, but you know, maybe he can get the next one. But good job by Leone to stay alive and attacking and executing.
And a ball that is hit straight up. Ernak looking to chase it down. Nestler over there. Munoz will call them all off and make the play for the second out.
Yeah, kind of difficult with the sun right in your eyes as you're trying to look for that. But Munoz does a good job.
And that will now bring up Sean Stevenson, the number 3 hitter. Also the left fielder. 2 outs here.
Thank you.
2 outs, top of the 4th. And that ball is hit straight up and foul. 0-1 count here to Stevenson.
Yeah, Stevenson hoping to drive home this run at first, maybe change things up and change the dynamic.
Called strike 2 there, 0-2. Leone looking to get out of this top of the 4th inning.
I'm pretty sure I just heard that from one of the Canterbury fans, quote, "This isn't JV" to the umpire. Pretty, you know.
Yeah, they're still complaining
confident
over there.
Yeah.
That ball is hit straight up. Chasing it down is Ciano, well out of play.
I think Ciano was
behind the dugout.
Yeah, I believe Ciano
He made the
was
catch,
willing to go to the
though.
woods.
I think he made the catch, but it was out of play, so it doesn't count.
I believe Ciano was willing to go into the woods to catch that ball, whether it was out of play or in play, but.
Yeah. 0-2 count still here. Stevenson, and another foul ball straight back at us this time.
Yeah.
So Leone, command of the count, able to do what he wants. So more off speed they'll call, right?
Yeah, you know, with an 0-2 count, you can go with anything here, but you'll likely see an off-speed curveball or maybe even a changeup here to try to get him fanning. A good curveball there, barely out of the zone. Insane at this point.
Coach Arlen yelling, "Good miss." I would agree. That was beautiful curveball dipping on the outside.
And you can see Coach Delvelle also pretty frustrated with that call, but stay quiet there.
Leone waiting for the sign. Now he'll get ready, get into his position. Over at first base is Begis. Begis thought about going, but another foul tip. While the count is only 1-2.
Yeah, and
Stevenson's working Leone kind of deep right now.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's doing a pretty good job of it.
Leone getting ready to go. Runner goes, and another foul ball.
And Rios could not make the play either over there in the foul territory as he is warming up right now on the on-deck circle.
I don't understand why we don't have on-deck circles. I feel like we should.
We do. I don't see as to why they're not pulled out. They usually are right in the dugout on our side, fake turf, but didn't do anything. Guess they didn't want him today. The grass is very wet, so it's kind of hard to put him out without slipping or causing destruction on the field.
Yeah. Stevenson staring down Leone again. Runner goes again. Costin, big throw. Oh, just off target though.
Yeah.
Ciano couldn't get the tag, so Canterbury will get a stolen base.
Yeah, and it's 2-2 count now, and hopefully we're going to see a good attack here. And runner on second.
Leone ready to go with the payoff pitch. Winding and firing, and another foul tip just out of the glove. It looked like he tipped it while Costin was trying to catch it.
Yeah, Costin's always prepared to catch those, and no matter what's willing to stop the ball. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out for him in that situation. See what happens here. Probably an off-speed pitch, but we will find out. A good off-speed pitch. Unfortunate miss, but now 3-2 count for Leone.
So full count now. Stevenson working him deep.
You're looking to see anything to kind of get the Stevenson to swing, and we'll see what Leone feels is, or what Coach.
Two outs, man on second, and a big called strike three, and some anger from Stevenson, and Canterbury's coaching staff will be furious, but that will be enough to get him out of the inning.
Yeah, Stevenson is angry. I believe he used some explicit language out to the umpire. I'm pretty surprised to not see him get tossed, but you know.
And the parents really not happy as we cut to the drone footage here.
On this beautiful afternoon, overlooking the Millbrook School with the chapel in the background. You'd love to see that.
Our brand new baseball diamond,
Yeah.
constructed 3 years ago.
3 years
Three
ago
years
now.
ago.
This is the second or third team that has played on this field. So,
Fun fact, learned this the other day, the only man to play center field for the Mustangs on this field is Chris Diaz. Only man.
amazing here, and
I'm pretty sure every other position has been minded by different people, but Chris Diaz has been the constant out in center field for the last 3 years.
think you might have to name this Diaz Field at
Maybe
Millbrook
Diaz
School.
center field.
Yes,
you know.
yeah, Diaz center field and Diaz center field wall. Anything past the yellow fence. But as he drives a lot of good pitches, so.
Canterbury parents in the fan section out to our right are still fuming over that strike three call.
Yeah, and certainly not holding back on the situation. Kind of shocking to see, but you know, if I were a parent, I don't know if I'd have the audacity to be of that nature. But
I believe the parent yelled, "You got a D1 hitter up here, and you're making JV calls."
Yeah,
to the umpire,
yeah.
Something along those lines.
yeah, and I'm assuming Stevenson was maybe the son to that parent, as he also was making fun of the way the umpire has been calling pitches. So.
We continue to view the beautiful vistas of Millbrook School.
Yeah, absolutely, and I believe lacrosse is in the midst of a game. The boys, after the girls did win, I'm not sure the final score, but I heard 17-9, so we love to hear it. And we are now seeing the drone footage of Catskill Mountain, something you really can't see. So.
Nestler taking ball one.
Yeah, and
So we'll go 9-1-2 here for the Mustangs in the bottom of the fourth inning. Batson firing again. Strike one.
Yeah,
Nestler will take strike two, down low, outside corner. Nice pitch, sneaking in there.
Strike two, or I believe that was ball one, or strike one, I'm sorry.
Strike two.
Strike two, okay.
2-2 now the count.
2-2, thank you.
I'm injured.
Batson winding up and firing once again. Nestler getting some bat on that ball. Short down the third baseline. Nestler will hustle, but the throw will just beat him out. First out.
And as you can see now, we're back to...
So Chris Diaz up at the top of the order, ready to go here. One down in the bottom of the fourth. Diaz will take ball one. Pitch down low. Batson moving with some tempo here as he fires ball two.
Yeah, and another pitch that he missed. Batson maybe getting tired here. Might see a pitching change soon.
Another pitch, Batson, he'll find the strike zone there. 2-1 the count. Batson, the delivery. Diaz, swing and a miss, strike two.
Yeah, Diaz hoping to drive one here and give Millbrook a tie. Yeah. Hoping to tie the game up for Millbrook, but we'll see what happens here.
Wind gusting up once again straight in from center field. Diaz launching one foul.
Yeah, Diaz battling off here, hoping to keep this inning alive. So.
Batson ready to go. Diaz swing and a miss, strike three for the second out in the bottom of the fourth.
That's your pitch. It's okay. It's okay, Chris.
Cooper McGuire up at the dish now. The number 2 hitter here will hit third in this fourth inning. Cooper McGuire firing one foul straight back into the screen.
Cooper, I'm sorry, I forgot the count. Do you know what it is, I believe?
I believe it's 2-1 now.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
2 outs, 2-1 count, bottom of the fourth.
Few technical difficulties at the moment, but looks like all is well now.
Batson firing again. McGuire chopping a foul ball straight back. Cooper McGuire, 2-2 count. Looking to do some damage here in the bottom of the fourth. Batson firing, almost catching his leg.
Yeah.
McGuire had to jump out of the way.
Yep. And Batson kind of getting out of control here. Maybe might see a change, but right now we're pretty dead even, so.
Batson settled down into this inning nicely. He'll fire Cooper McGuire. Foul ball. Batson will take some time here. Shutting up now.
It's now just a kind of waiting game with the lead. You just want to slow yourself down and not pitch too quickly, as any mistake could cost you.
Canterbury with the 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the fourth. 2 outs for the Mustangs. Batson firing again, and he'll take a ball there. And so the count will go to full with 2 outs.
Yeah, and that's a great job by McGuire, working his way to a full count, hopefully getting on base with a walk or a hit. We'll see what happens right here.
McGuire, another foul ball. Better hit one there.
Yeah, absolutely.
The others were kind of choppers. But
Yep, really did well there, and you love to see McGuire play that way.
Billy Batson, ready to go, leg kick, and McGuire will slice a single into right field, and he'll find first base in the bottom of the fourth with 2 outs.
Good job by McGuire to get on first and keep this inning alive, something you really love to see. And hopefully Pat Costin can drive him in here.
So Pat Costin will come up as number 3 here. Changing the order?
What's that?
Are they changing the order?
No.
Am I going crazy?
No, it went 2 and then 3, and now we're having a pitch runner of
Reese Judson coming into the game, a case gentleman to say the least.
Absolutely.
Will come in and pinch run for Cooper McGuire.
He's got the wheels
He
on.
has wheels.
I believe he was warming up in the dugout there, trying to get his stealing legs ready, as he is known to do that.
Pitch fired outside. Judson, big lead over at first base. Pat Costin up at the dish.
Yeah, Costin did not want that pitch, and so it was called for a strike. So now behind 0-1, we'll see what happens here. Runner going.
Judson going. Throw coming in, and it
he's
gets
safe.
through, and Judson will
Beautiful.
slide in for a stolen second base. Chris Diaz giving Arias a reminder that he has yet to get the pick off at second base.
Yeah, which is pretty surprising to see. Arias has only allowed 5 stolen bases all season, which to see 2
Before today.
Before today, which is crazy to see the dynamic change so much in such a drastic way. So.
Honestly, that play was probably on Colin Stone missing the pick out at second base. But
Absolutely. Hey,
Chris Diaz is up to blame it on Arias.
Yeah, I'm happy to support Chris Diaz in his opinion. So,
Pat Costin, good eye, keeping that ball on the outside, making sure he doesn't swing at anything he doesn't have to.
Yeah, and
or doesn't want to.
Costin, like Diaz, has a great eye for balls and strikes and has maintained discipline here today and throughout this season. So great to see a continuation of that. Excuse me.
Yeah, there's a reason why they're going D1.
Yeah, absolutely.
Costin, and a called strike 3, breaking ball down
Strike 2.
low. Excuse me. Thank you, strike 2.
Of course. Yeah, both Costin, Diaz, and now Justin Munoz just recently are committed to D1 programs. So
Costin will get on that one. That ball is hit deep into center field. Underneath it, and making the catch is Silva, and that will retire the bottom of the fourth as we head to the top of the fifth.
we're seeing a lot of last game where another pop-up cost them a run, and unfortunately, as if Costin has got a little bit more of a drive of that, he would have probably brought in Judson, but unfortunately just could not.
So Pedro Leon will come out for the top of the 5th inning. They're going to stick with him, let him keep battling out there. I like that decision.
Yeah, as they should. You know, if get him going as much as possible. Relief pitching, a little bit of a struggle for Millbrook, but those starters could roll at least 5 or 6 innings, and we're seeing that today even more.
Pedro Leon ready to go here against Owen Arias.
And you can hear Mr. Harlan now getting increasingly frustrated after that call. Coach Harlan hoping for a strike there. And instead of more driving his anger towards the umpire, he's creating more energy for his team by supporting them in any way possible.
Arias will get strike 1 called on him. Check swing, but it was in the zone, so it didn't matter.
Absolutely. And during intermission between this inning, we see now that Fitzgerald is going down to the pen to warm up. So they're looking to maybe finish off the inning here.
Yeah,
we'll finish off the game.
We'll see how they shuffle around in the infield with him going to the pen.
Absolutely.
I would assume they'll just, well, I don't know. Fitzgerald's playing first base. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see. But our attention here now, Pedro Leon firing one upstairs. Count 3-1.
Yeah, Leon continuing to struggle when it comes to location. So maybe bouncing back, looking like possibly throwing a get-me-over pitch again, just to try to draw a strike or a swing and a miss.
Leon will fire, foul tip there, 3-2 now. So Leon able to work the count to full.
And that's a great job by Leon to make it a full count and hopefully attack the zone here and get the crucial out number 1.
Leon will fire one again, and that one is roped towards Ciano. Ciano with a nice pick, throw over to first, and it's caught by Munoz for a nice out. Good defensive work from that left side. Ciano able to fire across the infield for first out.
There's that brick wall, as we had mentioned. Ciano doing everything he needed to get that out. Pretty competitive play, and I thought it was going past the infield, but I should never doubt that left side when you have that kind of caliber defense.
Absolutely. Ciano made it look effortless.
Yeah,
to pick and throw. And it's a long throw from third to first. It is not short.
No, I could not do it. My coach in elementary school and sophomore year of high school here at Millbrook said, we don't want you playing the infield because you don't have the arm to do it. So safe to say that I did not have those abilities, but I love to see people who do.
Yes. Leon getting the first strike on gas. And that ball is hit hard out to Diaz in center field, and he makes a nice catch going back for the second out.
Yeah, beautiful catch by Diaz. Just that same caliber defense has been consistent for 3 years now, and you love to see that kind of play.
So Arias will go down, Stone down, and up now at the dish is Braden Fitzgerald. I thought you said...
I believe it was... Oh, I guess I was wrong. I'm sorry about that.
I believe it's Kissling in the pen.
And that might be right. I couldn't see the numbers. I saw
Fitzgerald will tank a foul ball there.
Making it an 0-1 count. But yeah, I guess they have the same color hair and same kind of build, so I guess I kind of assumed in that.
Another foul ball fired straight back.
0-2 count, and
wind gusting up again.
Yeah, yes, you may have heard with the papers flying everywhere. Hopefully that Leon can get this out and get a quick 1-2-3 inning. We haven't seen that in a while, Charlie. I'm sure you've noticed.
Leon, he called strike 3, and he'll give him the wave as he walks off, and the Mustangs will go to the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, great job by Leon to get out of that. Pretty much facing the heart of the order. So, and now we're seeing Kissling, I believe, go back kind of with pace, and possibly we'll see him on the mound, but it looks like Bastion is still coming out, so maybe for next inning, if Millbrook can throw.
Yeah, so Billy Batson will come out in the bottom of the 5th, at least for now.
Yeah, and Fitzgerald and Kissling moving out there to get into their positions for warm-ups, which adds some energy for the team, and it provides a little spark when they may be down. So
Mustangs will start the inning with Mike Ciano, Justin Munoz, Alex Ciano. Looking to make something happen. They're down 1 run through 4.5 innings.
Yeah, and let's see how the Ciano brothers and Munoz can handle Bassett as he has gone deep into this game. I'm sure he's getting tired, and at some point he'll have to give in, but until then, we'll just see him continue to deal. So,
yeah, you hope that you can maybe capitalize on him getting a little bit tired or whatever it may be right before he exits the game. Arias a little off target on his fire over to second base here in warm-ups.
Don't know how practice went between Wednesday and Friday, but it's certainly a very different dynamic than previously when we faced them in New Milford, Connecticut. Maybe not used to the field, but you never know. So,
how was the Canterbury Diamond over there?
The pitching mound, and it was beautiful. They had dirt between home and first and home and third, but it was pretty shallow around the bases, so kind of 50-50. Very surprised. The difference between in size between the dirt and the grass was really significant, and it made for a lot of interesting plays.
Mike Ciano now 1-1. Leadoff hitting here in the bottom of the 5th. Batson winding, firing. Ciano, another called strike on the inside portion of that plate.
Yeah,
back-to-back fastballs.
It seems like the umpire has created some more consistency now after a lot
Ciano
of
will foul
wildness. But yeah, good job by Ciano to hold off and stay alive, and great to see him improve here. So.
Ciano down 1-2 in the count. Batson turning. He'll throw a ball on the outside.
And a good take by Ciano to really even up this count and hopefully improve and maybe even get a walk if possible, or a hit would be awesome.
Hey, the count is 2-2.
Yeah.
That could happen. Ciano will get a dribbler, but foul.
And since he did not bunt, it's staying alive. But if he were to bunt in that scenario, it would be an out. And so, great job by Ciano. Hold off on that with the small dribbler.
It's good insight there.
Yeah.
Billy Batson, leg kick, pitch coming. Ciano, swing and a miss. Strike 3 for the first out.
Yeah, and Ciano just, to put it bluntly, missed it on that pitch. A pitch pretty much down the middle, but Baston executed it very well, and would say it's a pretty competitive pitch.
Yeah, I don't know that Ciano really tracked that one well. He didn't seem like he gave it a full swing.
No.
Really a chance. Munoz in there now.
Good take by Munoz to start off this at bat, and we hope to see him do more with it with the early lead here
in the count.
In the count, yes. Thank you.
Billy Batson firing again. Strike 2 or strike 1. Strike 1. Jeez.
You know, when you games last more than 2 hours, now we're approaching. It's hard to keep track of everything. So much action. So.
Whoa! Ball high inside, right at the face of Munoz.
A lot of movement with that pitch. Probably a 2-seam fastball there. So.
Just getting away.
Yeah. And you now see Arias going up to Baston to talk with him. Maybe a little bit nervous, or there might have been some things going on here. So we'll see.
Nobody in the pen right now for Canterbury.
Now we could see them go to Kissling though. You know, he might. I'm not sure if you've seen that famous video of the Cleveland Indians, former Cleveland Indians relief pitcher who sprinted out from the bullpen when he was coming in to relieve in the 8th inning. But very popular, and we might see Kissling do that soon. So.
Pitch coming in, swing and a miss. Munoz, strike 2.
Yeah, just a great pitch by Baston. Really, you're not seeing any signs of fatigue here in this game. Pretty shocking when you're throwing 50-plus pitches.
And Munoz will get on top of that one. A ground ball over to shortstop, and the throw will get there in time for the second out.
Wow, that's a pretty great play by that shortstop, and you love to see that. So.
Yeah, Cullen Stone picked and fired.
Yeah, almost looking like the Ciano brothers out there as far as defense goes, although I don't know if he can get to that caliber at any point in time, but certainly a good play by Stone.
So Alex Ciano will come up here. Billy Batson staying in the game right now. Strike one. Batson through 4 2/3 at the moment.
Yeah, Batson doing an excellent job pitching-wise, and so is Leon, struggling a bit more than Batson, giving up one more run, but still.
Ciano getting on that
well.
one. Ball hits. Stone will bobble it. Cullen Stone not able to get back-to-back picks and throws, so Ciano will reach first on error.
Yes, that's the 5th error of the game by this Canterbury team. Shocking to see, really.
5 errors.
Yeah, it's something you don't see often in NEPSAC, as it's such a competitive league, yeah, it makes you wonder a little bit as to what they were practicing this weekend.
Yeah, man. So Zach Walsh will come up to the dish.
Walsh hoping to drive in Ciano, with Ciano having wheels and Walsh.
Ciano taking off immediately. Walsh base hit out in the left field. Ciano will round and go into third. Walsh holding up at first. Now runners on the corners with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th.
That should spark some energy for this Mustang
That is
team.
Zach Walsh's 2nd hit of the day. Yeah. 2 for 3?
I believe so.
2
yeah,
for 3.
That was beautiful to see. And now we are going to see a pitching change, I believe. No. Coach Delville bringing in his players to try and discuss what to do now. Runners on the corners, 2 outs, and you're bringing in Gavin Ernick, who can draw walks as well as get some good bloopers. I believe he is 1 for 2 on today, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe that's right, yeah. He sliced one into right field.
Yeah, hopefully continue it to make it a 2 for 3 kind of game, but we'll see what happens right here.
The Saints will conference here. Looks like they're going to stick with Batson.
Wow. Interesting move by the Canterbury's head coach, but if it were me personally, I would put in my closer and finish off the game. I guess.
Well, 5th inning, you still got one out in the 5th, 3 in the 6th, 3 in the 7th to close this game. So in a 1-run game, this game is very much alive.
Yes, absolutely. But if you can get a good closer, you can shut it down pretty quickly, as we've seen.
Yeah. But they're going to go with Batson. They're going to stick with him. Ernick up at the dish now. Looking to do some damage. Ciano out at third. Walsh over at first. 2 outs here. Pitch coming in, almost hit Ernick.
Wow, and maybe even adding a little bit of anger or fuel to the fire for this Mustang team, as they don't want to see one of their players get hit right in the shoulders or even the head in this kind of situation.
That was a gassed 2-seam fastball.
Absolutely.
Pick off throw over to Walsh, but not even close.
Second kind of attempt between Baston and Arias, as we saw just after Ernick almost got hit. The Arias turned to first, anticipating Walsh to steal, and now he does.
Walsh will take off. Pickles. Oh my goodness! Ciano will come on. That's a tie ball game. Walsh over to second, and a calamity of errors will come in for the Saints.
My goodness, I don't think I've seen that, Charlie. Have you? That situation?
That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Walsh took off, stopped running, thought he was in a pickle. Throw misfired, and Ciano came on home. So it's a 2-2 baseball game.
And it's a 2-0 count with Ernick still in this. In the midst
Ernick
of
very
the
much alive. Zach Walsh now in scoring position. If Ernick can put something on here. Breaking ball, strike one.
Pitch. Yeah, a beautiful pitch by Baston. That's a perfect curveball that you want to use as soon as you give up a run off of a pretty ridiculous error, to say the least. But yeah, we'll see what happens here.
Zach Walsh, decent lead over at second. Batson will look back and turn and throw. Ernick, big swing and a miss.
Yeah, 2-2 count now. Ernick wanted to drive that into right field to give the lead, with Walsh having a lot of speed, being a defenseman in hockey, and also can get around the bases pretty quickly.
Ernick foul tip into the mitt, so that'll retire the side as we head to the 6th.
Yeah, but I say no, it's go Gavin. Gavin. Hey, Gavin.
We're good. Just, yeah.
So now a 2-2 baseball game as we head into the top of the 6th inning. Pedro Leon staying on the mound for the Mustangs. Up at the plate now is Tyler Kistling. More pen action for the Saints as we talk. Kistling, ground ball, chopper, Ciano on it, throw, Munoz out for the first out in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, and you love to see Millbrook come back after being down for most of this game, and great execution by this team. So we hope to see a 0 on the board here going into the bottom of the 6th.
Still 2 more outs before we can talk about that. Out by Kistling will bring up Teddy Hauser, the second baseman, in the 8th spot.
And now looking at the bullpen now, we see it looks like Sean Stevenson is going to be warming up, hopefully maybe going in for relief. Not sure, was that a ball there that Mr. Delville was quite angry, Coach Delville was quite angry about?
I think so. That's what it seemed like.
Seems like more just communication between Coach Delville and Leon as a little bit of misunderstanding. So
Leon firing, foul ball straight back into the screen. Harlan likes that pitch.
Yeah, absolutely. I would too if you managed to get that fouled off, or better yet, swing and a miss. It's a pretty good job.
Dalvell putting the outfield back into center. No shift going on. I wonder how long it takes for the shift rule to trickle down to college and then eventually to high school.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if I saw it in the next 3 years, although with the way it is, I think I like the rules as they are. I'm not a fan of the shift change, but
ball hits straight up, Ciano underneath it in foul territory, and he'll make the catch for the second out.
Great job by Ciano. More great defense, and awesome to see.
2 down for Canterbury. Now we'll head to the number 9, Martell. Logan Martell. Ditched the sweatshirt, didn't quite recognize him. Leon looking to get out of this inning unscathed. Martell looking to do quite the opposite and open up the hitting here in the 6th. Martell swing and a miss, strike 1.
Cosmo. Too tight.
Good strike 1 by Leon, and
good
love
pitch.
to see that, yeah.
Leon firing one again.
Great
Another good
strike
breaking
there, yeah.
ball, strike 2.
And Leon, I believe, has found his groove here in the 6th inning and been cruising since, I believe. So can't wait to see what this future of this
0-2
game
count.
holds.
Leon firing. Fastball outside upstairs.
Looks like he overthrew there.
Just a little bit.
Like I said earlier, you can see when the dust hits the glove after the ball is caught, you know that there was a lot of velocity and a lot of speed put into that. So
Good block by Pat Costin behind the plate as that pitch was a little bit in the dirt. But Leon upping the velocity here 2-2 count to Martell. And that's strike 3. That will retire the top of the order for, or excuse me, the bottom of the order for Canterbury. Millbrook an opportunity to break up this tie in the bottom of the 6th inning. As we get into the 6th inning stretch, we have a little bit of an edit clip we made last night to show here. Canterbury's going to go for the pitching change here. Batson coming out of the game. It'll be Sean Stevenson coming in, so he'll get some ample time to warm up, and we're going to kick to this edit
right now. And welcome back here. As you just saw that, sorry about the audio issues. We've been working on some technical difficulties throughout, but we love to see that it went through, so we hope you enjoyed that. As we now have, I believe, is it...
So Sean Stevenson
Sean
is now on the
Stevenson.
mound for the Saints.
After having, was it Kissling warming up previously, or?
Stevenson was out in left field.
Okay, so Stevenson and Batson have now switched because it looks like Batson is out there now.
And an immediate first strike there from Stevenson on Nestler. As we'll go 9-1-2 in the bottom of the 6th inning here. Stevenson coming with more gas. Strike 2 to Nestler. As the wind really kicking up in here.
Yeah, we apologize for any noise of that, but unfortunately that's just Mother Nature at this point in time. But yeah.
Stevenson third, throw this one outside, but big velo coming from Stevenson.
Yeah, it seems like off of the first 3 pitches, we can tell that Stevenson solely goes off of velocity and location is optional at this point in time. So.
And Nestler will get underneath that one. That ball is curving foul, and that will be out of play.
Yeah,
and so that will be deemed out of play, foul ball. So no out. Nestler will go back to the dish. 1-2 is the count.
Yep, and that's a great job by Nestler to stay alive and kind of got lucky with that out of play line, but very good execution on that pitch. Just needs to get on top of it a little bit more for a ground ball, possibly.
Yep, but he'll cut one to stay alive. So 1-2 the count. Stevenson take his time. Nestler ready to go here. Stevenson up on the mound now. Time called by Nestler.
Great job by Nessler.
Stevenson, whoa! Wild pitch right into the netting. And almost took out Abby Ainley, class of 22, but...
Fan in a little bit surprising there. I think it threw us all off for a loop.
I thought it nailed her.
Yeah,
I thought
it
really
looks
nailed
like
her.
it did. I'm not sure here, but a little bit of a wild throw by Stevenson, and another wild throw to make it 2-2.
No, 3-2.
3-2. I apologize. Thank you so much.
Count is full, as you said.
Yeah.
Velocity first. Location optional.
Locational is to be determined, or location is to be determined at this point in time, as we just saw
And
with the
time
fans.
called.
Maybe with this next throw, we can see Stevenson throw it over the foul netting. So, but we'll see what happens now.
And we'll have a meeting on the mound.
Yeah, clearly Stevenson may not have been the move as far as location goes. Kind of scary to see, but you know, if I were friends with Stevenson, I certainly would not want to be playing catch with him. So that's not something.
Yeah, he chucks it.
Yeah, that definitely. I'd be wearing lots of padding, but yeah.
Looks like we're ready to go. Quick meeting on the mound.
Yeah. I'm not sure exactly what coach was telling Stevenson here, but yeah. We'll see how the.
All right, Nessler ready to go. Stevenson seems to maybe have calmed down here, looking to find the strike zone. Nessler looking for another wild pitch. And this one will be outside, and a walk by Stevenson to open up the bottom of the 6th inning.
Yeah. And then I can see the Canterbury fans frustrated after giving up that.
Yeah, really not happy. The coach letting the ump have it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see what happens with Chris here. Number 1 hitter. He's got 2 home runs. Velocity would even make it go
2 home runs in the last game.
Yeah,
he's got 6 on the season.
5 actually. I found out. I did my miscalculations when discussing with you about this game. But yes, 5 on the season, 2 on Wednesday against Canterbury, and he's facing a worse pitcher at this moment with a runner on third to possibly take the lead. First, excuse me.
Strike 1 and another foul ball will bring up strike 2. So Diaz will go down 0-2 early.
Great contact by Diaz, and he just needs to hit that a little bit more and just center himself and refocus his attention onto slamming into right field. Good
Nessler back and took a little bit of a slap there.
Yeah. Seems like
this game's heating up a little bit. Millbrook dugout has come alive.
Yes, absolutely. In a tied game, you can hear Reese Judson, and others getting enthusiastic about this.
Stevenson will fire. Diaz swing and a miss, going down on strikes. But Cooper McGuire will come up with 1 out. And Nessler on first in the bottom of the 6th.
Well, it's a little bit of an unfortunate situation with Diaz striking out, but let's hope that McGuire can drive something in.
McGuire will get a hit up the middle, not 2. McGuire will get out at first, but Nessler will advance to second, and PC5 will come up to the dish to try and hit cleanup here in the bottom of the 6th.
3 words for Costin. It's cool, calm, and collective. No matter what happens, Costin can really, any situation, do anything he needs to. Not a change in his expression, and they are intentionally walking him now.
Wow.
In fear of what is occurring. That is the move. There's a reason why he leads the team in base on balls. When you are this dangerous, you now get a free base with intentional walk here. So.
PC5 doesn't even get a chance at the dish because they know he's armed and dangerous.
Yeah, but their biggest
Mike
mistake,
Ciano right behind him. So Stevenson will have to deal with him. Runners on first and second. Ciano will take a strike.
Wow. That was a pretty lenient call there by the umpire, but you know, the game will continue. Ciano known for driving in runs here, and with Justin Munoz right behind him, I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple.
That ball in the dirt, so 1-1 the count. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th, 2-2 ball game.
I must say, Charlie, this is much better game than what happened on Wednesday. I went with the team on Wednesday, and I think
It was cold on Wednesday, right?
Cold, not a lot of hits, not a lot of runners on bases, mostly pop-ups, only 3 groundouts, completely different here today. We're seeing more hits, more team kind of dynamic, more energy, and more runs to be won. So
Shiano will take the 3rd ball outside. 3-1 now the count.
Yeah, 3-1 count. This is exactly where Siano wants to be. Anything in the zone, he has the green light to smash, and if it's outside, you got a free base. So loading them up. Let's see what happens.
Pitch
here.
coming from Stevenson.
And,
Siano
wow!
thought he might swing, but a fastball upstairs will catch him for a full count.
Excuse me, but I just felt that was one of the highest strikes I've seen thus far this game.
Yeah, this zone keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Absolutely, just going higher.
Pitch coming outside, and the bases are loaded. Bottom of the 6th, Justin Munoz. As he gets the Spanish pep talk from his buddy Pedro Leon.
Pedro Leon just said, "Give me something, my love, give me something," which loosely, that sounds very romantic, but it more means as a friend. So great job, a great encouragement by Leon. So let's see what happens here.
Munoz up at the dish, bases loaded, 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th, tie ball game at 2 apiece. Pitch coming from Stevenson, swing and a miss by Munoz.
Munoz wanted to take that to deep center field. You can tell just purely based off of the swing. Let's hope he can do that here in this situation.
Got to stay calm and make the right decision. Another big swing and a miss as a fastball came down the pipe.
Yeah, both those pitches, great pitches by Stevenson with high velocity and good location. Pretty surprising to see that from him, but nonetheless, it's an 0-2 count with 2 outs.
Oh, and behind him, and it'll hit him. And it'll driving a run. Jack Nestler will cross home after Munoz is hit by a pitch. And now Alexiano will come to the dish with the bases loaded.
Yeah, and it's a very shocking situation that we've just seen here. Going from leading to a hit by pitch, walk to drive in a run. After intentionally walking Pat Costin, we've learned crucial mistake by Canterbury's
you really think maybe, I don't know, but Siano will take strike 1. Stevenson still in it with a good fastball strike.
Yeah, Siano also good at contact hitting.
He'll call time, mess with Stevenson a little bit.
Yep, hoping to remove the flow or maybe spark things up. We're hearing that this bench was just fired up and bringing
Siano,
energy.
foul ball coming straight back into the screen.
Yeah, and we can see fan Abby Ainley, and former hockey player, having a little bit of PTSD here with the net getting hit with a ball. So
Alexiano ready to go, 0-2 count. Ball downstairs outside, and Arias will come up for... I thought he was going to go to the mound for a quick meeting, but no.
See, Charlie, the rule is here is that since there was already 1 mound visit, if Arias or the coach of Canterbury were to come out, they would have to make a pitching change, so they can't afford to do this at this moment in time. Yeah.
Shiano swing and a miss, and that will end the inning, but Millbrook will take the 3-2 lead as we go to the top of the 7th.
Yeah, let's hope to see Leon shut this game down.
I don't think it's going to be Leon, actually. I think... we'll see, but
Siano maybe coming
Munoz had the catching gear on briefly.
Yeah, that must mean that Siano, I believe Pat Costin will come into pitch.
Yeah, Leon going into the defensive meeting, so I think he'll take over first base duties, and Pat Costin
coming up. That's huge.
Could be pitching.
And we'll be right back in a set with Pat Costin pitching from what we can see.
Yeah, so Pat Costin will come out with the mint glove while we let him warm up.
And you can hear Chris's energy, one of Pat's very good friends. They grew up together, play on club baseball together with the Canes of New York, and we love to see that.
Yeah. quick shout out to everyone on our technical crew: Owen Kuchner, Winston Walter, Cosmas Brandenburg, our producer Dan Cohen, and of course the Schmidt household for getting us some internet connection out here.
Absolutely, and a lot of work went into this, and we appreciate everyone who's helped us out as we hopefully wrap up this game here. It looks like the coaches are discussing something in this particular situation, maybe just the change that's occurring. Not too sure, but we'll see what's going on here.
This is two things I've never seen before. I've never seen Munoz play catcher. I've never seen Pat Costin pitch.
So the other day, yesterday actually, I was working with the team and helping Munoz to work on a little catching scenarios. He is a catcher. It's one of his better roles. He's got a great arm, as we've seen. So he can certainly pop up to second pretty quickly. Pat Costin, he has pitched a couple of games, I believe one game, and gave up 4 runs against Salisbury, but that was a very different dynamic there. And we've seen he's a high velocity guy, has a great slider when it's working, but mostly throws a fastball. And you can see the Canterbury team's a little antsy here. A lot of them are quiet, a lot of them are watching Costin. They're trying to anticipate what will happen and what will come. I'm not sure exactly. It looks like Silva is up, so it will be 1, 2, and 3, which is the heart of the order. They combine for, I believe, sorry, just looking at my notes here, I believe it is a total of 5 home runs so far this season, and we'll see what happens here.
Costin with a little bit of a sidearm delivery. It's kind of,
yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah, it is a bit strange, and certainly is unique to say the least. Whereas Leon prefers to pitch going straight up.
Much more traditional look.
Very traditional. Costin has the tendency to be a little bit more of a submarine pitcher, as when he throws to second, he's not exactly throwing over his head, as that takes too much time as a catcher, so he's more side-arming it.
Yep, Munoz has got a good pop.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's safe to say he does. So I think we're okay in the catching position for right now in the absence of Costin, who's on the mound.
Yeah, how many teams in the NEPSAC can replace their D1 catcher with a D1 catcher?
Exactly.
Not many.
Not many. And I know Justin Munoz, he's famous for playing in all 9 positions out there. But I think it's safe to say number 1 and 2 are the best, and 3 being the third, ironically, in that order. So. And you can hear Coach Harlan giving words of encouragement to Costin as he gets set with
to face Cole Silva.
Yeah, and it's safe to mention he's actually using Justin Munoz's pitching glove at this moment in time. So you might see that similarity.
Called time there by Silva, messing with Costin a little bit. It's a two-way game all around.
Absolutely. Any little mental
Costin
game really
with the
helps.
delivery now, swing and a miss. Heat from Costin for strike 1.
Costin is one of the fastest pitchers this team has, and I think it's safe to say he has the most velocity. But like the first baseman for Canterbury, he certainly also may lack a little bit of control.
And that ball is sliced into right field. Ernak there, but it'll drop in for a base hit single as Canterbury gets things going in the top of the 7th.
With nobody out. Very similar situation to last game. Millbrook went into the 7th inning with the lead, except they were the away team, so Canterbury cannot walk it off at this moment in time. But they ended up giving up the lead, and then we saw 4.5 innings later that lead turned into a loss. So let's hope for better outcomes.
Up now, third baseman Trey Begis. Time called by Munoz.
And just a little bit of communication. It looks like Coach Dalvell may have told Munoz something, and he wants to explain that to Costin without wasting a mound visit.
So the catcher visit doesn't count?
No, it does not. I believe you can have 2 catcher's visits and 1 mound visit with the entirety of the team, or most of them. So.
Gotcha. Costin will deal. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I thought that was a strike all day.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's now a 1-0 count. Pretty amazing to see. This umpire's very liberal when it comes to the different zones and all that. So.
Silva over at first. No outs, top of the 7th. Costin deals down low and away.
Yeah, and Costin needs to find the zone here and quickly. Velocity will not win a game, but location will, to say the least. So let's see what happens here. Maybe a pickoff move to come, as Costin is a righty and does have a good pop time, so I assume the pickoff move is pretty good as well. There's a good
foul
strike.
ball there by Begis. Count will go to 2-1.
And great job by Costin to now get a strike at the very least, and hopefully help to win this at bat and win this game.
Watch out, watch out, watch out!
Begis stepping in. Costin takes a look at first. Now he's ready to deal. Munoz is set. Pitch coming. And a throw over to first. Leon. Almost got him.
It's a great job by Leon. You could never expected that being that.
That was a rip down.
Yeah, absolutely. Barely even saw him get up from his knees and throwing that, but great job. It's now a 3-1 count, I believe, so we're going to see Costin try to throw anything that would get over his zone. And he does.
Big swing and a miss by Begis. 3-2 now. That velocity pays dividends.
Absolutely. As long as you can locate it like that. I think Costin's now finding himself a little bit after a little bit of miscommunication, a little playful banter and such, but we'll see what happens here.
Costin dealing. Another foul ball popped up. It'll be over the screen and behind. Out of play.
Yeah, great job by Costin again, getting a good pitch that Begisi barely fouls off, but does a good job of staying alive.
Full count, no outs. Millbrook with the 1-run lead in the top of the 7th. Silva on first. Costin dealing, and that'll be a walk. Pitch getting a little bit away.
Yeah, and kind of unfortunate after working so hard to get a 3-2 count, but Costin will just have to work with runners on first and second, hoping to keep this alive with maybe Munoz throwing someone out. We'll see what happens here.
Sean Stevenson now up the dish. Definitely double play is available if it's a ground ball.
Absolutely, but when you're Sean Stevenson and you lead the team in home runs with 3 total, I think it's safe to say that you're not looking for ground balls.
Probably not, especially at the number 3 position.
Absolutely.
Costin dealing, nice strike outside.
A great.
Or was that called ball?
No, I believe it was a strike.
I thought so too.
I believe maybe Munoz is just reading the situation. We'll see. Yeah, it was a strike called, so Costin now ahead, hoping to finish this off.
Costin, foul ball up there by Stevenson. 0-2 now count.
Great job by Costin to get a swing and a miss in the sense that he fouled it off. Stevenson fouled it off, and now working ahead, can throw anything he really wants, has 4 pitches to mess up on, so a lot of opportunities here.
Costin shaking off the pitch, doesn't like the call. Time
out.
called by Stevenson.
Some more antics between Canterbury and Millbrook here as far as times being called.
Yeah, you really
goes.
wonder if it's wanting the break or if it's the mental state. Costin dealing. Inside, strike 3. Pat Costin gets the first K of the game for him.
Yeah.
And the first out of the 7th inning.
That is a massive strike 3 by Costin. You now have 1 out with runners in scoring position. Double play is in order, and the force at third is in order. Major, and you just took out the Canterbury's best hitter, and now they have to face, it looks like
Owen Arias.
Owen Arias, who is also lethal, but
He is a
not
good hitter,
nearly
for sure.
as deadly as Stevenson once was. Let's see what Costin goes with. I'm going to assume the fastball probably.
I would assume fastball, yeah.
Upper corner, maybe trying to get the eye level a little bit kind of all over the place. And it looks swing
and a miss. Arias chasing that high fastball just like you said.
Now Arias is in his own head here. You can see him kind of flinging his arm, looking to saying, I don't want that pitch. I can't handle that pitch. And so now we'll see what Costin goes with, maybe a low and inside fastball or even an off-speed pitch if he feels that it's working enough.
Diaz moving around in center field trying to get the shift right.
Yeah, he was playing very to the left for center field, so we'll see.
Ball played up the middle, Costin, one at second, throw over to first, it gets away from Leon, and coming home to score the tying run is Silva on what could have ended the inning and ended the game.
Wow, that's second game in a row that's occurred of a silly play. Really unfortunate to see, and it's just the luck of the draw for baseball, but
it's how it goes sometimes. So Arias will get over to second. Oh wait, I think that two.
The runner at first got to second, and the runner at second.
No, I think 2 runs scored.
Was it 2?
Yeah, because Arias is out at second base now, so
there were 2 runners
it's
on.
a 4-3 game. Costin dealing, ball played over, past Ciano, that'll be a base hit. Rounding is Arias. Arias trying to get home. Throw coming in by Walsh is over, and Canterbury definitely has the lead.
And it's now a 4-3 game here as Canterbury has taken the lead in the top.
It's
of
a
the
5-3 game.
I believe they just,
It's 5-3.
Was it 5?
Yeah, it was runners first and second.
And then
It was a bases clearing single.
No, because second
and then
got
Arias
out.
just scored.
Second got out.
You're right.
Sorry, I just had to make sure. I didn't want to.
I apologize.
No, that's all right. Thank you for.
So now Canterbury's got the lead, 4-3.
With only 1 out, unfortunately. 2 outs now. My apologies.
Yes, 2 outs.
Thank you.
Costin looking to exit the inning, top of the 7th. Runner out at second.
And it's gotta be crushing to this Millbrook team. They still have the bottom of the 7th to work with, but if you lose this, you're out of playoffs completely, even though there's still 6 games left in the season.
Going silent, Costin throwing in. I thought that was a good pitch.
Yeah, I saw it too.
Back to back, good sliders, but
no, it was 1-0, I believe.
I guess they were both inside. 2-0 count. And that'll be a strike.
Good strike, and bouncing back after that wild situation where, yet again, you had a play that the defense, unfortunately, kind of destroyed this game or caused a mess.
It happens. Errors happen.
Absolutely. In the last game, we saw that same thing where a defensive error out in right field cost them.
Swinging a dribbler out to second base, played by Nestler over to Leon. Retire the side in the 7th inning. But the Mustangs have some work to do. Down by 1 run into the bottom of the 7th.
Absolutely. The damage has been done, and we're going to see what happens here.
Stevenson will come back out for the Saints.
Like I said, Charlie, this is a much different dynamic than last game. All offense predominantly throughout. Not a lot of great defense or great pitching, to say the least. It's been pretty inconsistent throughout.
Yep, definitely.
And you can hear that the Millbrook Mustangs lineup is fired up at the moment. Whether that's negative or positive energy, I couldn't tell you, as I'm not on the bench, but it's quite...
So the Mustangs will have the bottom of the order: Zach Walsh 7, Ernick 8, Nestler 9, facing Stevenson. Harlan giving The affirmative to Walsh.
And we'll see what happens here. Walsh leading the team in hits, so that should be pretty good.
Bottom 7, down by 1 run. The Mustangs have the opportunity to win or lose the game. Walsh will show bunt and then take it away, but it'll be a called strike either way.
And Walsh hoping to play small ball at this point in time, and credits to him for thinking that way, or Coach Harlan. And
swing and foul tip, I think, into the mid, but
strike 2 either way.
Yep.
Walsh hoping to attack. We'll see what happens with Ernak coming up, and I believe then it will be Chris Diaz, right?
No, Nestler.
Nestler, I'm sorry. 7, 8, 9. Thank you. So bottom per the order, but they can do damage as we've seen. So let's see.
Zach Walsh will take ball 1. Good eye there.
Yeah, great take by Walsh. You know, nothing really doing there pitch-wise, and we're hoping to see more of that here right now.
Zach Walsh. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That pitch was at his face, and it was called strike 3.
You know, yeah, and you can hear the explicitives coming out of the dugout here from us. Coach Harlan is pissed, to say the least. I don't blame him.
That was an absurd called strike 3.
One of the worst calls I've seen ever in my career. So, and it looks like the umpire is now going to talk to them or stare them down in a very uncharacteristic manner.
I don't understand the point of this. If you're the umpire, either throw them out, or don't just sit there and stare at them.
Yeah, the kind of irresponsibility and lack of intelligence with staring down the opponent's bench or the team's bench when you're a neutral source is very shocking to see, as it's now, I believe, 0-1, right?
0-1 count to Gavin Ernak. 1 out. Bottom of the 7th. Ernak will get that one right on the hands, foul it off.
Now 0-2 count. And we'll see what happens here. A little bit more mental antics here for this Mustangs team. Ernak knows what he needs to do and how he can save this game.
High, over the head of Ernak. I'm kind of surprised that ump didn't call it a strike.
I was about to say, Charlie, I'm very surprised by that call. You know, that was kind of shocking to say the least. But and
called strike 3 for the 2nd out.
Nearly has knees there. That's another. I think this umpire, in all honesty, would rather go home. He saw the game on Wednesday, and now we've gotten an umpire who doesn't want to play more than 7 innings, and you can hear Ernak just throw the bat at the bench.
Mustangs not dead yet. 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th. Nestler up. That pitch is at his face. Over ball 1.
Surprising ball 1, but we will continue. There's a
strike down the plate. Strike 1 to Nestler. Honestly, I think I'd call a better strike zone than this ump. This is ridiculous.
You know, I'm considering being an ump this summer. I don't know if I can handle the heat, but we'll see. And an outside pitch, so
ball 2.
Now, Now Nestler has a lot of speed, so anticipating that he might get on base without regards to the umpire, maybe
3-1 now. The count to Nestler. Good discipline here in this at-bat as he looks to keep the game alive.
Absolutely.
Stevenson dealing again, and that'll be ball 4. So Nestler will reach on base, and Chris Diaz, top of the order, will come up in the bottom of the 7th.
With 2 home runs against Canterbury and a pitcher whose velocity is down about 5 miles an hour in 2 innings.
Chris Diaz in a make-or-break situation.
Need to get a hit or a walk, anything to keep this game
Anything
alive.
But an out.
Absolutely.
Stevenson will deal. Chris Diaz will hammer that one, and that will end the game as it went foul. Canterbury will clinch a playoff spot, and the Mustangs will fall in a 4-3 decision.
And kind of a crazy way to end this game. Unfortunate to see how it turned out, but great game of baseball either way, and we're hoping that the Mustangs can improve next week with a game on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. So A lot of
Full
games coming
schedule.
up. Yeah. And we'll be focusing on their Friday game against St. Luke's, as Monday they will face Cheshire Academy. Wednesday they will face Suffield at home, and Friday being St. Luke's and Saturday being Suffield away. So a very busy schedule, and we hope for the best for them. But for now, we thank you for listening in, and we'll see you next time.
Signing off for now, Charlie and Andre. See you next time.
Thank you.